promised, I am doing a video on how I plan my unit studies right now. The first unit study we're doing this year, because our school year starts in April, we're doing a Bible unit study. And I'm going to show you how I incorporate art, science, writing, geography, and history all in Bible. So I'm just going to kind of walk through how I planned it on paper, and then I'll show you a few of the resources that I'm going to use to go with this. So the first thing I do when I do a unit study is I think about what it is we want to do. We originally were going to do space, but then last minute, like last week, I changed it and decided to just do the Bible. So I write at the top of my sheet what we're doing. We're doing the Bible unit study, and we're starting basically from the beginning of the Bible. So we're talking about the creation, and I decided to break up each day just to get the most out of each lesson. So for lesson 1 this week, which we actually did today, we talked about the creation and what God created on day 1, which was He created the day and the night. So then I had the children for handwriting to write down the Bible quote. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and they wrote Genesis 1:1, and we will practice this every day, and every week they get a new Bible verse to learn, but this is the one we're going to do for this week. And then for writing, I had the kids write a story about your favorite day. It can be fiction or nonfiction. Then we actually talked about what nonfiction means versus fiction. And then they had another option. They could write about your favorite thing to do at night. So some kids chose writing about their favorite day, and then some chose to write about their favorite thing to do at night. And then I kind of glanced through the Bible. I didn't glance, I actually read the Bible, and I picked up words that I felt would be good vocabulary words. So the ones they had to write down and look up in the dictionary was suitable, pleasant, and separated. So far we talked about the Bible, that God created day and night. They did a little writing assignment, handwriting assignment by writing the Bible quote, and memorization. For writing, they had to pick either one of these two writing prompts, and then we did vocabulary, these 3 words. Now to incorporate art, I had them draw a picture. They could either draw a picture of daytime, nighttime, Milky Way, or galaxy. And the Milky Way and galaxy come in when I talked about science. So we talked about the Milky Way this morning, we talked about the galaxy, and we talked briefly about the solar system. We didn't go in depth because it's just like a general look into science right now, because I do have a whole space unit study that I'm working on, but we just talked about it really briefly. And then we also, for history, we did how old was the Earth. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the resources we used. I just got this book here from the dollar store. It just talks about space. It says level 3, and it just has, general information about space. To continue to tie in the science for this first lesson, I had said in my previous video that I use Curriculum Now as more like a resource, and this is a perfect example of that. I did purchase this solar system unit study from The Good and the Beautiful, but I'm not using it how they suggest you use it. I kind of pulled out pieces, and I'm piecing it in with, right now for my Bible unit study, and then I'll use other pieces for other things as I see fit. But I did cut out this little card here that talks about the galaxy, and I use this as a way to explain what the galaxy was to the kids this morning. And then I use this here to kind of talk about the solar system and what planets were on our solar system. Again, we didn't go into detail about each planet. We just kind of talked about just the solar system and what it was as a whole. And this is just the lesson 1 from The Good and the Beautiful. It tells you about, what a solar system is. And it tells you about the Milky Way, you'll see up there, and down here the galaxy. So I just highlighted the points that I wanted to talk about, and I just used that. And they also had this beautiful picture right here of the galaxy, and I showed this to the kids to kind of give them an example of what, the world looked like before God created the earth. And then the last thing I kind of took from The Good and Beautiful, they had these little ovals that you cut out and paste them here. And then it has all different kind of Milky Way facts. So this is basically what I did to tie in, to use our Bible unit study to talk about, we incorporated art, science, writing, history, and vocab. And we actually did a little project today, which I will insert at the end of the video. We made our own galaxies in like these bottle jars. Now I'm going we're up at top, I still put again Bible unit study. We're doing lesson 2. We're still on the creation. We're doing day 2. So on day 2, God created the sky. There's no star, moon, or stars yet. The writing prompts I have for them today is write a short story about the sky, be as descriptive as possible. And then the vocabulary word for tomorrow is going to be firmament. And then for history, they're going to research Luke Howard. And you're probably like, who's Luke Howard? I'll show you over here who that is in a second. For art, we are going to paint a picture of the sky with a focus on the clouds. Excuse my handwriting. And for science, we're going to talk about, because there were no stars, moon, or moon yet, we're going to talk about the clouds. So for science, we're going to talk about what are clouds, what are the different types of clouds, what are the purpose of clouds, and Luke Howard is the person who named the clouds. So they're going to do like a little research assignment on the computer to figure out who Luke Howard is. And then we're on for lesson 3, which we'll do the day after tomorrow. Again, I write Bible unit study at the top. I have lesson 3. We're still on the creation. We're only on day 3. On day 3, God created the land and the plants. For the writing assignment for the kids, I have compare yourself to your favorite plant. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is if you could choose which type of land to live in, which one would it be or why? And they can choose between a desert, a forest, a grassland, or a tundra. And then for history, I have 2 things they can choose. Who is Vincent van Gogh? And I'll explain that with the art section. And then the second option they have is they can pick a plant to perform research on and then list 5 facts about it. And then for art, I have the kids, they're going to paint or draw a picture of a landscape. And then when I Googled the best landscape artist, Vincent van Gogh came up. I hope I'm saying his name right. So I'm going to have the kids Google him on their laptops and tell me as much about him as possible, or they can choose this option here. And then for science, we're talking about the 4 different types of landmass, which are desert, forest, grassland, and tundra. And that's how I'm tying science, art, writing, history into our Bible unit study for day 3 and lesson 3. All right, so for the last day this week, I have lesson 4, and we only homeschool Monday through Thursday, so I only plan 4 days at a time. I mean, I have it planned more further out than 4 days, but I'm only going to show you this week. And then if you guys really like the video, I'll show you the rest of the weeks I have planned out, because I have it all planned out all the way up to Noah. So at the top again, I'm putting Bible unit study. We're on lesson 4, still doing the creation. We're doing day 4, and today God created the sun, the moon, and the stars. So for history, I have them doing who was the first astronaut on the moon, and the answer, they're going to Google it, obviously, and then the answer is Neil Armstrong. So then for writing, I don't know why I put history here, but for writing, they're going to write a biography about Neil Armstrong, and then for geography, they're going to find out where Neil Armstrong was born, and then we're going to map it to NASA. So wherever he was born, I don't even know yet. I'm going to find out with the kids. We're going to figure out where he was, and say it was Texas, and then we're going to have the kids go on a map and map it from Texas to Florida. And then for art and science, I have the kids I'm sorry for my handwriting. For art and science, I'm going to have the kids paint or draw a picture of the sun, the moon, and the stars. And then the science part comes in. We're going to learn about the sun, moon, and the stars. And then they're going to label or write facts about each picture. So I guess they'll do 3 separate pictures, draw the sun on one, the moon on one, the stars on another. And then I'll have them write like 3 or 4, 5 facts about each on the artwork. All right, along with the Bible unit studies, I picked up these gratitude journals for my boys from Amazon a little while ago. We've started using them already, and I'll kind of show you what we were doing before. Up here it just says, today I'm grateful for, so the child writes what they're grateful for. And then it says something awesome that happened today. The kids write, you know, something that happened awesome. And then my favorite part is they get to color in their happiness scale. So sometimes they'll say, oh, I'm a happiness scale, I'm an 8, sometimes I'm a 9, sometimes I'm a 10. And then on this page, last year we were really into learning Bible verses every single week. We learned a new one. So at the top of the paper where they draw, I had the kids write the Bible verse for that week. So with this week, it was November 17th, 2019. the Bible verse was Acts 16:31, which says, "Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved." And they wrote that over and over again every day that week, and then until we learned it. So they would write the Bible verse at the top. I'm going to have them continue to do that this year. And then they would draw a picture. And then you can see every page is the same. They rate what they're grateful for, something awesome that happened. They do their happiness scale. They draw the picture, put the same Bible verse up, and then they can write a little story at the bottom and then keep going. But I love these journals because it just gets the kids in the mindset of being grateful, having gratitude, and just getting in a habit of being thankful for things. So I'm using these this year for Bible study, well, for our Bible unit study. The books you see here are just some other readers I picked up from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to actually put in a reading basket for the kids to just grab whenever they want to read. Each child has to read for about 20 minutes. My oldest reads for 45 minutes every day. So I'm just going to keep all of the Bible books in a basket, and then they can grab them and read them whenever they see fit. And I do have some other ones for my older son, but I don't have them here. So this is just a sample of what I have out right now. This book here is just a big book full of different Bible stories for children. I plan on using this book along with the individual Bibles I have for my kids. If the stories are in both, because some of the stories in the Bible are not in this book, we'll just read them both. If not, I'll just, grab one story from whatever resource doesn't have it. Here's just a quick look at the Bible that I have for my kids. I really do love this Bible. It's really easy for them to read. Even my 6-year-old can read this Bible, along with my 11-year-old. So what we usually do is I'll have one read one page and the other will read the other page. And then I like here where it has different things for you to go and dig in deeper if you want to. There's a let's talk section, and you'll see right there where it said cloud watching. That's actually where I got the idea to talk about the clouds in the creation part of the unit study we're doing. All right, guys, so now here I'm showing you a little project that I did with the kids. We built galaxies in these little plastic bottles that you see here. Now, I am not a craft person, so this is super easy. So if I could do it, literally anybody could do it. All you need for this is just water, some antacid tabs, baby oil, and glitter. And you pour the water in the bottle till about not quite to the top, but almost to the top. And then you put baby oil in there just as much as you want. The more baby oil you put, the more bubbles you'll have when you add the antacid tab. Then you pop in some glitter for the stars, and you'll just see we just dropped an antacid tab in the bottle, and you can see the bubbles come up to the top. The kids really love that part. Now, I have the two bottles here. I have the lighter blue and the darker blue because the kids were mixing colors because someone wanted a dark galaxy, some wanted a lighter blue galaxy. Well, then the lighter blue one, you can see the bubbles, and the dark one, you can't really see it. So if you were going to do this at home, I'd recommend doing a lighter blue or do clear like you see this one here. Alright, you guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this little plan with me. If you guys like this video and you want to see what we're going to do next week, just drop me a comment below, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.